So DEena said she would like to understand a little bit more about congruence theory and the psychology of weight loss.
One of my favourites.
Both one of our
congruence
favourites.
theory is one of the key models to explain human behaviour, and basically it states that our beliefs and our behaviours must be aligned, be congruent. If they're not, we go into what we call a state of cognitive dissonance. That is like an uncomfortable feeling because our beliefs and our actions are not aligned. So how would I explain this? If you have a belief about a certain thing, help me out here, Claire.
Well, so if you have a belief, for example, about weight loss. So if you have a belief...
I'm going to go something a bit more simple to start and then explain the weight loss. Really simple.
Okay. I'm always poor.
Yeah.
I'm always poor. I always live right to the end of my allowance every single month. I'm always poor.
So if you have a scarcity mindset, if you have a deeply held belief, and here's the thing, sometimes it's get tricky because the beliefs aren't always on the surface, right? We can sometimes go to ourselves, oh yeah, well, I've got lots of material trappings around me. I don't have a scarcity mindset, but actually deep down from stuff from childhood you may have. If that is your belief, scarcity mindset, and you suddenly come into a lot of money, and this is well documented with like lottery winners who come from more deprived backgrounds.
I think I said this to you, Deena.
They actually will blow through, enough money to last lifetimes. They'll blow through it all and end up back where they were again, kind of back in scarcity. And that's because their beliefs and their behaviours are aligned. But by suddenly having lots of money, they've created incongruence themselves, dissonance. So congruence theory basically states if our beliefs and our behaviours aren't aligned, then either the behaviour or the belief has to change. So you come out of dissonance and back into congruence. So how we can use that to affect change for ourselves is look at our goal. So as let's say our goal is fat loss. Look at the behaviours we're going to need to achieve that. So we might say, okay, I'm going to commit to working out X times a week for so long. I'm going to educate myself in nutrition, get there. That's the behaviour. Now, most people will just go with that, which is the external part, but they ignore the internal part, which is actually arguably the harder part, but will make the biggest lasting impact, which is to go, also, let me be honest with myself, let's spend some time writing down what are my beliefs about my body, my nutrition, what I eat, my ability to lose fat and keep it off. What are those beliefs that I think I hold, and really dig into it? Look at them, go, which of those are not going to be helpful for me to get to my goal? What new belief or beliefs could I model that will be aligned with that behaviour? Because here's the thing, if you start just doing the behaviour, if your belief stays that like, do you know what, I can't lose weight, or I lose it and then I put it back on again, and your behaviour is, I'm eating sensibly, I'm working out, it will take you so far, but that belief will ping you back, so you're in dissonance.
And this is...
So you'll ping back.
This is why we tend to completely self-sabotage. This is where resistance and self-sabotaging behaviour also comes in, right? Because we're moving forward with our goal. So talk about weight loss. We're moving forward towards it, and we know what we need to do, and we've got actionable steps, and we're moving in line with where we want to be. But there's something inside of us. There's something that inside of us, and this is your belief system, your self-identity. There is something inside of you that says, I can't maintain this. At some point, I'm going to fail at this. My memory serves me well that I always fail at this. So this is the program. This is the program that's running inside of your head. And if you don't look at the program, you cannot outperform your own self-identity. So this is where what James is saying about self-beliefs and your actions, if they're not aligned, you cannot outperform this part of yourself, basically. So this is why you end up self-sabotaging, because you have all these memories and these belief patterns programmed into your mind about why that's not going to last and why you're going to fail again. And that what eventually happens is resistance comes up, you self-sabotage, you stop, and then you're right back to where you were before, if not worse. And in fact, you will be worse because you've actually reprogrammed yet another part of your brain that says, I fail at this, and you lose trust in yourself.
Yeah, so congruence theory, like this is where people go wrong. They go, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to go on a diet.
Do.
External, so you're changing the behaviour there, right? So the change in your behaviour, you're now dieting, but your belief is that you can't stay as a slimmer person. So you're in a state of dissonance. Yeah. So either your belief has to change or your behaviour has to change. And what for most people happens is the behaviour changes, the diet stops, the weight comes back, now we're alive,
still with yourself.
We're back in that congruent state, which actually calms the system, even though it's an undesirable state that we're in.
Really uncomfortable.
So to flip it on its head, what you want to do is obviously take the action, but model those beliefs that are aligned with that action and start not only practicing them, but affirming them as well. And this is actually not woo-woo, it's based in neuroscience. And when we affirm these, we actually build new neural pathways. So what will happen is your belief and your action here. This is why growth is so uncomfortable, because when we grow, we put ourselves in a state of dissonance. Here's our new goal, and our actions are taken towards it. So our beliefs come along, and they ping back. This pings back. What we want to do is take our new behaviour, which is our goal here, and start affirming these beliefs. So there'll come a point where your subconscious is actually like, you know what? Actually, this is the new behaviour. These are my new beliefs. To be in congruence again, the beliefs have got to match the behaviour, and then you're there. It becomes a lifestyle.
It's not easy. Like, honestly, this is stuff that we are learning ourselves all day, every day. The mindset reps are the hardest. The external stuff, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's tough and difficult to do. To clean up your diet, to start moving your body, to take yourself outside your comfort zone, like in action. But it's the mindset stuff that is so hard. We still find it difficult, but it's so worth it, because the alternative is you just keep yourself locked in a life. I know Mark's on here. Life is not a dress rehearsal, okay? It's not. So actually finding any way that you can to commit to and courageously move forward with that internal work. Sometimes we don't want to look at it. There's the thing. Sometimes we just pretend. Yeah, it's difficult, Neria. Yeah. Yes, of course, Gary. A lot of people just numb these feelings and kind of don't want to look at them because it is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Growing is uncomfortable. You cannot be in growth and comfortable. They're two opposing states. So that means you're going to be uncomfortable inside emotionally as well as you move towards what you really desire and what you really, really deserve. One of the things James mentioned there was about affirming. And this isn't woo-woo stuff, this is based in neuroscience. But one of the other things that is just so beautiful and always seems to work for both James and myself is visualising. So you just need to do this for a short while. Quantum energy coaching, yeah, exactly. Quantum energy. So here's the thing, like when you visualise the person that you are becoming, your mind cannot, basically they've done scans of the brain. So when you're imagining something and when you're actually doing it, it triggers exactly the same response. So your brain cannot actually distinguish between whether you're doing it or whether you're not. So that starts sending physiological responses to your body as well, and everything begins to kind of align with where you want to go. So actually just visualising, your body can't tell the difference, your mind can't tell the difference. You actually start moving towards that, and that's what quantum coaching is around. It's like energy. And the more you visualise yourself becoming that person, this is who I am. This is who I am, and really feeling yourself as someone that has energy, has vitality, has health, has strength, is excited about life, wakes up in the morning, is like, oh my God, what's today going to hold? If you visualise yourself and really feel what that feels like, we promise you, you will start moving in line with that, and your actions will become much easier.